Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Waltons review here. Germ should be arriving shortly here, hopefully. But otherwise, tonight we are reviewing the Courtship. And now, because of fucking Warner Brothers and their damn fucking copyright claims, fu- you know, I won't be able to play any clips because fuck Warner Brothers. That's why. But we'll start out as normal with our prologue there. It was spring on Walton's Mountain, that special time when all of life seeks and finds its own renewal and strength. A time when the season, like the mountain, calls back those whose lives have taken them so many miles and years away from the land. One of those who was called back in the spring of 1933 was my mother's uncle. His name was Cody Nelson, and he come all the way home from Cincinatti, Ohio. Alrighty, so I better pull this up here so that I can read the chat while I'm going through this here. Oh, I can read the chat. Do it this way here. Alrighty. Oh, and I'll put it in the comments here if anybody wants to join us up here. I got the StreamYard link there in case anybody wants to join us. So we start out with the opening titles and the monologue of him being at the farm. I guess he's waiting for Cody, and he's on the bus here. Oops. Oh, maybe there wasn't. Apparently, Olivia remembers him, but none of the families beat him. They haven't seen him in 30 years. He has him get in the truck, and they're making up the table here. Apparently, Olivia's the only one left in the family. There. And apparently, Ben had to. They drew straws on who had to milk the cow since John Boy was gone, and I guess Ben lost. No, wait, that's Jason. Jason lost. And apparently, back then they had to strain the milk. So, and apparently, we hear the story of Grandpa catching a catfish all these years there. In just a sec. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. The kid swung back and I had to talk to him there. And hey, there, Mikey. How's it going?
Good. Good. How are you, buddy?
Doing good. Have you seen this episode?
Uh, I have seen most of the Waltons episodes, but it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, so many years ago, just watching so many different ones.
Okay. Well, this one here is the courtship there with Uncle Cody.
Uncle Cody. Okay. Who played him in the episode?
Who played him? Just give me one sec. I got all that information. Guest stars. Edwards France was cousin Cody, or Uncle
Edward
Cody.
Francis. Okay. Yeah. Now let's see. That's Learned is the mother on the left, and then Grandma. Shoot. You know what? I forgot the name of the actress that plays the grandmother.
That was oh, just that was what was her name? Uh,
I bet I bet I could probably pull it up from IMDb.
I know what John Boy was. Richard there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Richard
Michael
Thomas.
Olivia. Richard Thomas was John Boy. Ralph
Right.
Waite was senior, and Ellen Corby. That's what it was. Ellen Corby.
Ellen Corby. Right. Okay. And what was Learned's first name? Was it Michael Learned?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people say in Discovery, what? No women have the name Michael.
Yeah, but she did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just Walton's. Well, you know what? Michael Learned. This is something really interesting I found out. Not only did she did a great job as mom in Walton's, but she's actually done some sci-fi too. She's been in Twilight Zone. I know I saw her in at least one episode, and I believe she even did. Uh, I want to say she was in the Incredible Hulk. I think she was in an episode of that. So she's done like several different shows.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're at the scene where Grandpa is talking about catching that catfish that keeps getting away from him there. And apparently he tells that story every day. Last week and the week before that. Yeah, and she's going to turn the arrival into a feast and that. Apparently, Uncle Corby went back to Howardsville to see his old family home there. Apparently, all that's left was a chimney.
Right.
Well, actually, John Boy was talking to him, and he just interrupted me. Like he was not interested in what John Boy was saying. He was too distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's so apparently Livy here is only 38. So John, he looks pretty damn old for 38.
Yeah. That's what kind of bothered me because they actually look older, but apparently they're supposed to be younger.
Oh,
That was kind of hard because
that's kind of common though in the older shows that the actors always look older than they actually were. I'm not sure if it's because of
right
makeup or if we've changed our like habits in the last 50 years.
now, if I remember correctly, Richard Thomas, when he did this series, I thought he was in his early 20s. Is that correct?
Um,
As John Boy? Yeah, I think he was in his 20s when he did this.
I can look it up.
Yeah, I know he wasn't that young. He was a little bit older than what his age said. He's supposed to be the oldest of all the kids.
He was 20. He's 20 years old in season one, but he
Nice.
plays a 17-year-old.
But he plays a 17-year-old. Yeah. Well, I don't know. He had a young enough face, so maybe that's why he did it.
Oh yeah, he could pull it off there.
Yeah, he could. Yeah,
Now Olivia there, she passes for 38 there very easily. But
yeah,
you'd think like John there, he would be 45, 50 years old.
sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Continue what you
So
were
here,
saying.
so yeah, here's they said so it's been 30 years
John
since
must
you've
have been
seen
8 years
him
old.
seen
Let us
him
know we
there.
saw Uncle Cody.
Yeah, so and
Yeah.
they established it's been 30 years since they've seen him. So
Right.
yeah,
And it won't be long before old school off to college.
yep. Then they're talking, and he says he can't have milk and he can't not tolerate fried foods.
Okay. Yeah. How many? Do you remember how many total kids they had in the Walton family?
7 of them. There's John Boy, Mary Ellen, Jason, then Ben. Let's see, John Boy, Mary Ellen, Jason, Ben, Aaron, uh, Elizabeth, and then what's the youngest boy's name? What was the youngest boy's name?
Uh,
I'm God, not
I'm not quite sure, but my wife corrected me and said that there was at least 9 she knew of.
no. There's
I guess
7.
that was one of her favorite series to watch.
There's 7 kids.
7 kids.
Yeah.
Seven kids.
She was pregnant and she miscarried, and also one of the boys had a twin brother that died.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
That's
Joseph.
Okay.
You forgot about Joseph.
Joseph. Okay, so yeah, there was actually at one time a total of nine, but one of the gals miscarried a baby, and then there was supposed to be Joseph, and then Joseph was the twin of one of the younger boys, and he passed away.
Jim Bob's twin brother was Joseph,
Jim Bob's was Joseph. Okay, cool.
and
Yeah, Jim Bob.
was pregnant and she miscarried.
And Olivia was pregnant and miscarried. Okay,
Okay, so that's where you get your 9 count, but there's like
that's right.
seven official. There's 7 official. There was 9 kids altogether, but 2 of
Okay,
them died.
yes. If they
Okay.
were all together, it would have been nine. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, and this is where we get the ritual where he goes and turns on the radio. Oh wait.
There's
Oh, they
Grandpa.
want to fix him some soup, and Grandpa gets kicked under the. No wait, this ain't the one where he gets kicked under the table. But this one we found out he was an accountant at the bank. There in the banks, all the banks closed.
Right.
You know that's one thing that have been a bad time to work. You know, back then bakers make a lot of made a lot of money there. Like he was making $100 a month there. You know, and he all of a sudden he has nothing. Versus the Waltons there, they scrape by and they hardly notice that there's a depression on. Like
When they put these episodes.
Oh, before that.
so.
Yeah, was these episodes were mostly set in the 1920s. Is that right, Gorilla?
Nope. Season 1 is 1933, and through all 9 seasons and the movies,
Yeah.
it spans a course of 15 years.
Oh wow. Okay, so from like 33 to 48. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because it goes
Yeah.
through the idea.
Which one of the yeah, now here's a question. Which I know that one of the boys, was it one or two of them that went to war? To World War One or World War Two?
Uh, 3 of them went to. 2 of them. Oh man, this is spoiling the later seasons, but was it
I'm sorry. You know
two?
what? We can hold off. Wait, no, we can hold off on that question if you want, Gorilla.
Because
We'll
I
get to that
haven't even
later.
seen.
But I know a couple of them did. Yeah.
I seen only bits and pieces of the later seasons. I know John Boy became the writer for the Patriotic Times or something like that.
Yeah,
And
he
the
became a
two of the
journalist.
boys
Yeah,
for sure went off to the
I remember
war.
that.
Then Jason was hesitant to go to war because he was a conscientious objectifier.
Oh, an objector. Yeah, conscientious objector. That's what they call it.
Yeah, but you don't have to go into the army carrying a gun. You can just tell, 'em, hey, I'm not going to shoot nobody. So give me a job where I don't have to shoot someone. He could have been with the Red
Yeah,
Cross. He could have been a medic. He could have been a chef or a.
sure. No, we own that movie that tells the story about Doss, the guy that played later Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, and he plays
Yeah.
Doss in the movie where he just objector.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the name of that?
I don't know what.
The one that
Yeah, I'm not sure what movie you're talking about, but I get the gist of what you're saying.
we own it. Yeah, we own it. Yeah, I'll figure it out later. I might pull it up sometime, but I know we own the movie. I mean, it's a true story.
Okay. So,
Go ahead.
all right. So yeah, he's talking about how they're trying to explain what happened with that there's not enough money in the banks here because people were making runs on the banks. So there's
Right.
more money going out than coming in. So he said he served as an accountant for 20. So yeah, he was accountant at the same bank for 20. Can you just
29.
imagine that you work a job for almost 30 years, then all of a sudden you're not sure if you're gonna be working or not. You're gonna still have a job just like that.
Right. So
Yeah,
much. It almost sounds like they're putting Cody out to pasture.
well, they no the federal government ordered all banks closed so they could get an idea of what's going on there because the people were making runs on the banks that they didn't want the banks to collapse.
Right. Okay. And of course, this was during the Great Depression. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hello, pop culture curator.
Hey, welcome pop culture. We're kind of getting going here. We got 6 minutes in so far.
Yeah.
Then
So you're on time. You're doing fine, dude. We're here.
yeah. So here we're talking. Cody was getting all sad, and all of a sudden he asked John Boy asked him if he's ever been on one of the paddle boats there. And all of a sudden he just gets up. He said he goes there to the radio. They're wondering if the president's talking on the radio or not, because there's one thing that was good with FDR. Yeah, he did kind of sugarcoat things, but he's the one that started these what they call fireside chats. The nation was
Fireside
in the
chats.
middle.
Very good. Yes. Yes, he
Yes,
did.
we're
Yeah,
in the middle.
he talked a lot. Yeah, he talked a lot about. From what I learned in history, he talked a lot about the economy. He talked about what they were planning to do overseas. Uh, it was like kind of his. He had the first ideas of his New Deal, which were coming about before uh, before the rise of the Germans and before the rise of the Japanese. So FDR really just had a lot of plans for what he wanted to do with the country, but like you said, he sugarcoated a lot of it. He didn't lie. He just kind of exaggerated a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, he did sugarcoat it, but he gave those fireside chats there, and this is where the only thing we got to fear is fear itself came from. He was getting the nation. He flat out pretty much told them we're in a crisis, but we will get through it because we are Americans. There. Then over
Right,
time, he was like talking about the New Deal, and that's when our great projects were built. Like our courthouse was built by the CCC, and so was our the old school there was built by the CCC. The Hoover Dam
right.
was part of the workforce project. They built
Yeah, yeah.
projects.
It was the. I didn't mean to interrupt. It was the Tennessee Dam Authority, right, that built that big thing. Yeah.
The Hoover Dam.
No, no, not the Hoover Dam. The Tennessee Dam Authority had built one of the dams on the Tennessee River to kind of
Oh yeah,
to irrigate crops and stuff.
oh, yeah. So,
Yeah,
but the thing is, he talked to the nation, and through his leadership, we got through that. We got through this Great Depression there.
we did.
He could, and yeah, but he probably sugarcoated things because I never actually sat down and listened to some of these fireside
Fireside
chats.
chats. Yeah,
But
I should actually look. You know what? You and I both should look those up, and maybe one of these days when you do another episode of this, mention what it was about at around that time frame.
or I could do a whole nother stream on that.
That's true. You could.
Yeah,
That
but
I'd be there for you.
but but we we will never get that again right because right now they're denying a crisis there, and one of Obama's cabinet members that said, "Don't never let a good crisis go to waste."
Uh-huh.
Now they turn around and use all this stuff to their advantage. There just to throw the other side under the bus.
Right. There
But
is a right. There's one thing that you realize that most of these president's address to, like, Congress, address to the nation. A lot of it's rhetoric, a lot of it's lies. It's just not the same. It's not what it
Well,
used to be.
well, that's why there's a reason why we got our drinking cards on during every State of the Union. Uh, hey, I think the next
That's
State of the
so
Union,
true. Go
the
ahead. Go
next thing,
ahead.
all right, guys, hold my feet to the fire on this. That the next State of the Union, there, I'm gonna create a drinking card card there. We'll do a State of the Union stream. You guys can hold me to that. We'll do a drinking stream.
Okay. But I'll be
All right.
drinking soda. I don't drink alcohol anymore.
No, you're taking half the fun out of it. Half the fun, so waking
Oh, I'm
up next
sorry.
Wednesday and puking all the way through work.
Yeah, right. I could. Sure. All right. Well,
Yeah,
that sounds like a good idea, though. So think about doing that. That'd be cool. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
So, yep. And as soon as they said, the first thing they say is, "As the nation's banks remain closed," he just flips it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just gonna go to bed tired. And he said, but he doesn't want to feel like he's being a freeloader, so he's treating it like a vacation. And
Right.
I think he's lying to Olivia there when he said he didn't put all his money in the bank. I think he had more faith in the banks than he should have there.
Yeah. If he had more. Yeah. If he had more faith, believe me, he wouldn't give her that expression the way he's saying it. I agree with you on that.
Maybe he doesn't feel like a man now that he's out of work, so that's why he phrased it that way.
That could be true.
Yeah.
Hey, let me interrupt you again for something. Is this what season is this? Is this the first or second season?
Season 1, episode 17, I believe.
Oh wow, so it's early into it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're going episode by episode here every Friday.
That's totally awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So season one, cool.
Uh, yeah, and that's where it's talk about the nation. Then they decided to play matchship there, and they keep talking about the librarian there, and there she could talk around there. Then
Right,
they want to talk about Reverend Forwick.
Hordwick. Yeah,
Oh, Yancey could take him hunt. Him and Yancey could take him hunting. This one, Olivia and Esther want to play matchmaker there. They try hooking him up with the library, and then they mentioned some uh, to Miss Amy. But this is
Tremaine.
Tremamine. I don't know who.
Tremaine.
They,
It's Tremaine, but I think maybe that's the
oh,
way they
oh,
spelled it.
oh!
But that's
He's talking about Corbeline. He's talking about Miss Corbeline. This is Olivia's way of insulting her. That she's a well-traveled widow trebling. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna Google that.
is pop culture still there in the chat?
Oh, probably. We got two people
Yeah.
watching.
Hey, Pop. I wanted to ask you a question. Which was, if you ever got to see the Waltons, what was your favorite character on the Waltons pop culture? What was your favorite character? For me, it was John Boy. I liked Richard Thomas. He did a great job.
Oh, I like that looks. I liked uh I like John personally and Grandpa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
oh,
the actor
oh!
that played John. Yeah.
This was. I think this was let's see. Yeah, Tremaine. Usually a very. Usually a very attractive young man and a huge player and a good basketball player. A very Tremaine is a wonderful kid. Uh, Tremaine is a slang term that first appeared in the 1940s and was revived in the 2000s and 2010 to describe types of young, recently settled urban middle class adults and older teenagers with interest in indie rock, independent film magazines such as. So the definitions I'm finding here are not matching here.
Well, if I recall, the widow. Well, the widow has been on more than one episode. I'm assuming.
No,
So,
this is the only episode, I believe.
oh, really? The only episode? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Great.
they're right.
Charming, lively, and loves to laugh. She go for 4 more.
Yeah. Yeah, this is when we find out that she's had. This is why Olivia and Esther don't like her, is because apparently she had 4 husbands, and if she had a chance, she'd have 4 more.
Oh, right.
But she's a lively,
Lively
social.
and sociable woman. Oh man, jealous.
Oh yeah, because Grandpa here was agreeing with John Boy, hooking him up with Miss Cordelia or Corby or what or her name is, and Esther's just getting upset, and she says, "You offend my jealousies."
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
He has
he
picked
has
us
picked us up.
Whoever says something like that?
Yeah.
That's so human.
Well, you gotta remember this is set in 1930s, so.
Oh, of course.
The slang in our terms are changed a lot. Here, and Grandpa says, if you guys don't want to go invite her, me and John Boy aren't about to go ask her. But nope, Livy says she'll do it, and so Livy, Grandma, have John Boy grab him over there. John Boy says, I'll do the talking there. And Livy says, nope, it's my house to invite her to. Oh, they're bitching about the cat. I hear they're going fishing. They're going to go catch Grandpa's cat. They're going to go try to catch Grandpa's catfish. And it's Cordelia's.
Cordelia's. Yeah.
I thought they said
Cordelia's. Yeah, it's pronounced Cordelia's.
Okay, maybe. Okay.
I don't worry. I can read it. I can see it.
No, I thought they pronounced it Cordelia's in the show.
Oh,
maybe. I was wrong.
They might have.
Well, there's a couple Star Trek. There's one Star Trek episode that people are still arguing to this day, 60 years later, on how something was pronounced because Shatner pronounced it one way and the actor pronounced as playing the person pronounced it a different way. But I can't remember which episode it was. Pop culture. If you can, what's that person's name or that term that's in Star Trek's original series that people are still arguing about today? Because Shatner pronounced it one way and the actor pronounced it a different way. Also, apparently, he's 64 years old today. There, and now's the time they can start acting young. Oh, when they pulled up there, apparently the truck had some good brakes because he just cut him to the sun and stopped.
Oh, well, it is.
I didn't think the brakes were that good back
in driving.
Yeah. So they pull in. There,
you did a great job, though, for stopping.
And here they're talking about the different fishing experiences there, and they're eating an apple. Now, when an older person sits there and cuts the knife there with the blade there, and then they take the bite of the apple off that blade, you better listen to them because they know their shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So they do the talking.
I'm also curious if their dog. Now that's their dog, right? So I'm curious if that golden retrievers was he there for the whole series or just part of it?
I know he's through season 1, but I don't know when. What was the dog's name?
It did have a name. I know that. I don't know, but I don't know the name. I forgot the name of the dog, but I know he was a golden retriever. Yeah, I know he was He was like a mix between a golden retriever and a.
Oh, it's Reckless, I believe.
Reckless?
Yeah, I think
Was
his
that his
name
name?
was Reckless.
Oh,
Yeah, Reckless the dog.
Reckless. Okay, Reckless. That's a good trivia question.
Let's see, we got Blue the Mule, Chance the Cowl, and Reckless the dog, Rover the Peacock, Lance the Deer, Myrtle the Goat, and Calico the Cat. Apparently, they got a cat.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, Calico. I remember Calico. Calico was cute.
I don't
I'm
remember that.
sure I love cats.
Okay. So they're sitting there bullshitting next to the river. They're not much to really talk about. He's talking about the different rivers they fished and that. And they're kind of reminiscing now that they're getting old. Then you can tell Esther's not too happy to be there, and John Boy's uncomfortable sitting there drinking tea with the ladies. You okay?
Yeah, I was just freaking. Uh, right down real quick. Oh, ooh,
Uh,
that was great.
all right.
Yeah,
So
I'm there.
we got uncomfortable John Boy here drinking tea with the ladies. Esther looks like she's pissed to be there. That Cordelia's being so happy to have company there, and they get invited to dinner. And they talk about he's a banker and all that stuff. Then apparently somehow John Boy talks her into it after she says no all the time, all these no's there because her things. I don't think her. I think she's just trying to politely say no. I don't want to go have dinner with you, but but real but John Boy talked her into coming. And here they catch the fish, and for some damn reason, instead of reeling in, they walk out to the thing here. Did they actually take the pole? Yep, they take the pole out there. And they walk into the river instead of reeling him in, and they both
Yeah,
fall in. And not only does he lose the pole, they lose the catfish that they're digging. Yeah, there's that's about the best picture we get of that catfish that keeps getting away. Which that catfish doesn't look that big, so it can't be that old. That keeps getting away from him.
I'll be right back, sir.
Alrighty. So yeah, they're all sad and they're getting out. So now they're sitting there. They're talking, having a good old time. Grandma's getting pissed and jealous, and she kicks him. And they keep talking about these names I don't recognize. And then she's like, "Oh wait, we haven't given you a chance to talk." So by he goes, "It's just that's the privilege of good company." So now they clear the table. He checks his watch and barely they gave him an inscription for his devoted service of 25 years from the bank. There, his watch because oh yeah, for 25 years of devoted loyalty and service to the bank in that. Now I don't know which was ruder here. Leave a comment there. Who was ruder? Cody for sitting there checking his watch to try to get to the radio at precisely 7 o'clock through the news, or them not understanding that he's a man who needs to work, and that therefore he wants to see if his job's back yet. And so they made a birthday for him. He said no one's made a birthday cake for him so long, so he has like 30 years to make up for wishes. Oh yeah, this is my first birthday cake anyone has baked for me in 30 years. So therefore, he has 30 years of wishes piled up, I guess. So he gets it. Then we go to the next day. He goes and picks a bunch of flowers. And he's reciting what he keeps practicing what he was gonna say and stuff. Yeah.
That's a pretty good supply of flowers.
Well, you can pick them all there. Then they're talking about it there that he didn't turn up the radio and they do they're up to something. Apparently they call her a scandalizing woman. She's been married for 4 years. This was a pretty good back and forth between Esther and Olivia. I wish I could play it, but Warner Brothers is a bunch of dicks and they'll hit you with a copyright claim, then reject your copyright claim even though we're talking about the show. We're doing an actual fucking review, but your Warner Brothers will just say, fuck you. I don't know if you haven't figured out I don't like Warner Brothers. I don't know if you figured that out.
Yeah, well, that's Warner Brothers for you.
Yeah. And so here her Uncle Cody comes, he gives her the flowers, and she's gonna take him to the movies here in Charlottesville that night. Apparently she got the automobile from her late husband and all that.
Right.
And he says he mostly takes the trolley. And he said America I can't remember what the full quote is, but it says something about America's the first country to go to the poorhouse in an automobile. Well, yeah, well, if people can afford it, they're going to buy it, or if they think they can afford it. John and Olivia are talking. God, Ralph Waite does such a good job in the show in it. So there, and he gets the good lines.
Yeah, he does. What was the name of the actor again, so I can remember, of John, who played John?
Ralph Waite.
Ralph Waite.
I've seen him in a few other things also.
Yeah, he's been in a few other series at that time.
Yeah, because what was that show I saw him in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
pop culture. When we're done, you come on in and we'll discuss about this and any future. If you have an idea for any future streams we do, that Gorilla does with the Waltons.
he might be working. It's Friday night. He might be working there. It's his busy night.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I have to go back and tomorrow and defend my title at Jeopardy. And they want me there early. And I said, well, what if I get there at 8? Well, no, that's too early. And I said, well, what if I get there at 8:30? And they said, well, yeah, we might be there. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'll get there before 8:30.
It's Homeward Bound that I seen him in. Okay, he was Shell's voice.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, what about the the one that had Michael J. Fox that did the voice of the dog and Sally Field that did the voice of the cat? Yeah.
Holy shit, he has a long list of credits.
Yes.
He has a really long list of freaking credits here.
Yes. Anyway, go ahead, man. Continue.
But no, I really liked him there. That's where that's the only other show I really seen that had him in there was Homeward Bound, Lost in San Francisco.
Lost in San Francisco, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, hey, you pronounced it wrong. On this channel, it's pronounced San Francisco.
San Francisco, okay.
Yeah.
I think I know where you got that from, dude. I'm not going to elaborate. I was born. Please be nice.
Yeah, hey. Look, if you do not believe me, look up San Francisco Poop Patrol. They'll have a map there that shows where everybody's taking a dump on the sidewalks there, and the entire city is one big brown dot. The entire city.
The entire city, yeah. That is covered in one big excrement. Yeah. No, I believe you. I
Yeah,
totally believe you.
they spend $74 million every year going up and cleaning people's crap off the street when they could probably spend the exact same amount of money and just put a porta potty on every damn corner. That people don't want to use the damn porta potty,
Yeah,
arrest them.
I know. I know. They won't, or you know what? If they don't arrest them, at least fine them.
Well, good luck getting money out of a homeless person.
Well, just a thought.
Yeah.
When
And
you
apparently
arrest
they
them,
come,
you get 3 meals. So, they want to be
well,
arrested sometimes.
it all depends there. But anyhow, they come back in a very noisy damn car there. Apparently, she's gonna pick them up at 7 tomorrow. And they're gossiping. Mama says that she's had 4 husbands. I didn't know that was allowed. Well, we're only used to one.
Well, you know what I can't stand about the Waltons? The one thing I knew that the sisters did was gossip.
Now,
And
well,
Mary
that
Ellen was one of the worst. What's that?
well, that didn't really bother me. But like Erin there, she's the one sister you do not want. She's the one sister you do not want because the sister there, she was a tattletale.
Yes,
She'll
she
tattle
was.
on every little thing. Oh, Mary Ellen stuck out her tongue, or Mary Ellen did this, Mary Ellen did that. Yeah. Bitch, shut the. Oh, actually, can't call. I guess it's not all to call it a
Yes.
bitch, but it's like shut the fuck up.
Erin was a naughty one for sure. Yep.
Well, I wouldn't say naughty, but she's the one sister that you just want to. You just want to be the one. Yeah, Mom, I don't know how she got that goose egg. But no.
She reminds me a lot of my young sisters, and and one of them, her name is Elizabeth, and she is 10 years younger than me, and she was a tattletale, and she did a lot of things, that Erin did. So, believe me, I have someone to draw from. I do in real life.
Well, at least my son there, she needs to learn the same lesson my son learned. He did a good job the a couple weeks ago though, because my son learned there. It's a valuable lesson because I taught him when Dad's getting pulled over, just shut the fuck up.
There you go.
Because I got pulled over for speeding because some asshole wouldn't wake up in the morning there, so we missed the bus there. So I was driving to school and I ended up coming up over the hill at 65 miles an hour instead of 60, and I got nailed there. I was talking to the cop, I just told him I'm running late for work. He's running late for school. I'm trying to get into school and blah, blah, blah. The cop just gave me a verbal warning. And before the cop even left the window there, because I did the quick seat, as soon as I passed the cop, I did the quick threw the seatbelt on there. Before the cop even left the window, my kid's like, oh, I thought he was pulling you over for your seatbelt. It's like, kid, shut the fuck up. He's letting us off with a warning. Don't dare. But I think the cop ignored that one.
I think so. Boy, that almost got you a ticket.
Yeah. No, but
your kid. Oh, that's crazy, man.
Oh, you learned the lesson that day. When I'm getting pulled over, you just shut the fuck up. Just answer his just be polite, answer his questions, and do not volunteer any information that's not necessary.
What's that line from Star Trek where Kirk says, "No, I don't want you to lie, but I want you to exaggerate."
That might be it.
He told Spock that. He said, "I don't want you to lie, but he said I'd rather you embellish and exaggerate it."
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, it's not in my nature." He says, "I can't do that."
Yeah. Alrighty. So, alright, she's gonna pick him up at 7 the next day. Then, she's first that he's actually gonna be told. So here she's coming to pick him up. They're going out on a date and all that. Oh. Then this thing needs to catch up. So they go dancing. And apparently the ladies are free that night. Now, is it the whole thing free, or is it only the ladies are free?
I think if it's the Ravana Club, it seems like a gentleman's club, but for the women, they're free.
I don't know. That's not no gentleman's club. I think that's a dance club.
Oh, it's just a regular dance club? It looks kind
Yeah.
of small for a dance club.
Oh, we're only seeing one room.
That's true.
And you gotta remember, this is out in the middle of nowhere there, where they're even lucky to
Yeah,
have electricity in 1930. You gotta remember, Walton's Mountain. Everybody knows everybody's business.
right. It's the 1930s and everybody knows everybody. It's all their neighbors and friends and stuff. Yeah,
Your closest neighbor is probably 3 miles away,
exactly.
which is the
Exactly.
way it should be. So they're dancing. Apparently, he hasn't danced in a long time because he keeps looking at his feet. And I gotta wait for this thing to catch up because my internet sucks.
That's cool.
And John Boy, oh man, I wish I could play that, but John Boy was talking there. Yeah, he's talking through this in like a monologue, like in a head monologue. It was really, really good. I encourage anybody to go back and actually, even if you don't want to watch the whole episode, just listen to that part. It was really good.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, they're just doing a dialogue through their whole gate. Then they do an awkward old person kiss. Then this is Olivia comes over and tells her that maybe you should tell them about your four husbands. Like hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You gotta tell them. So here
Right.
we find out. Here we find out what happened to her husbands. I thought, wait, the grandma and grandpa were talking. I thought they are all divorced there. And we got a bad echo. Um,
I have a bad echo.
yeah, sometimes it happens if you don't have headphones on.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, I don't actually have headphones for my own computer.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, so first one died very young of a heart attack, apparently, or otherwise she was a gold digger there when she was 16 and married some old guy. Then they went off to London and he had a heart attack. The other two, she divorced, and her last one there passed away. So two-time whittler, two-time divorcee. And I don't know how the hell they managed to get a divorce in 1933 because they didn't have the no fault divorce. So I wonder how that how the whole divorce court works.
Did they? You know what? It's a good question, and I wish I could have remembered. Did they have prenuptial agreements back in the 30s?
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah. No, I was just asking Suzanne. Did they have prenuptial agreements back in the 30s? Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, they didn't have prenuptials, so if there was a question of ownership as far as property, especially the private property of uh, the marriage, uh, I guess it was settled through a you know uh, court, like probate or something like that. She must have had some written clause, maybe, in the marriage contract. I know they had marriage contracts, and they had to have something to, to split up if in case the husband or the wife passed away.
Yeah, but
So
that'd
I
be a
divorced
hard
the
thing.
relationship.
That'd be a hard thing for him if the because like in the 80s that's when no fault divorce came back where the woman could say fuck you, I'm out of here, I'm taking half your shit. But back then
Right.
you actually had to have an actual good reason to get divorced. You couldn't
Uh-huh.
just say I don't like this guy, I hate this guy, I want to take half his shit. They
Right.
actually had to have a reason to get divorced.
Yes. But I'm not sure how she was able to, like I said, how she was able to obtain the car, or how she was able to obtain the house she lives in.
Well,
You
I
know,
guess in the house in the car was left to her in his will after he died because her last husband died. So
right?
she probably got all the stuff in the will.
Sure.
And here Uncle Cody's shocked that she had four husbands. Nowadays nobody would give a shit, but he was shocked, and she's just casually saying, "Oh, how this all happened."
Oh, by the way, VMI is Virginia Military Institute.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
yeah,
I knew what that was, but I was just if somebody just saw it and said VMI, what's that?
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah. So she's just talking about what happened to all her husbands there, and he just walks away.
1,000 years ago.
But she says she wants to make it quite serious there. She does love him, even though they only met. This what the third day that they met,
yeah.
and
Oh,
apparently he
by
has a
the
lot.
way, yeah. No, by the way, Gorilla, we were able to confirm that prenuptial agreements have been in place for over 3,000 years. The Egyptians were the first race to start it with their marriages.
Oh, cool. For
So
civilization.
that's right. So that's why I'm saying that Cordelia must have signed or pre-signed had her previous husbands, sign prenuptial agreements. So then, in the case of something happened to them, or they were to abandon her, she would get everything. Apparently.
Wait, I thought the prenuptial agreements were you keep your shit, I keep my shit.
Something like that. But I'm sure she found a loophole in it or some way of being able to keep the property when her husband's abandoned her or died or something
I'm
happened.
pretty sure she got the property when her last husband died.
Oh, for sure. And she got the car from the other husband, she said.
No, I thought that was the last husband also.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what's he saying here? He says, please, we
Well,
love
he
you.
has left the chair there, and Elizabeth's trying to get him out of the chair and stuff. They want, they're trying to get. They want to go take another crack at. There he goes, job or no job. Apparently he's leaving tomorrow. Oh, John Boy came over and said they're starting to open up the banks, and he said limited number of banks, Federal Reserve banks, and a limited number of cities, and that. But he's going back to Cincinnati.
Yeah,
They're gonna
well,
go
that's
pet.
in 1933, I believe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe in 1933, that's when the banks could declare themselves FDIC, federally, uh, you know, whatever it means, whatever FDIC means. I think that's how they became the banks
You basically
fully
got your insurance.
insured.
Yeah,
Right.
that's basically your insurance. And back it originally was just for $100,000. There, there, so people
Yes.
wouldn't make the runs on the banks. And then they raised it to 250,000. But
Right.
that did come. I'm not sure if that was 33 or it's between 33 and 36. But maybe
Okay.
the great. But I'm wondering if like the market crash and that lasted for only a couple of years, but then we also got hit with the Dust Bowl that wiped out a lot of farms.
Right. If
And the
yeah,
only
if you could, or if you want me to check it, let me see. Let me see when the I can look it up
because the Dust Bowl,
real quick to
they
see when
didn't
that
even
FDIC
bother
is supposed
trying
to
to
be.
do anything about it until I think like 39 nine when Washington D.C. got some of the dust from one of the biggest dust storms there, and a lot of
Yeah.
senators got sick from it. Then all of a sudden they whipped into action and they planted a whole bunch of trees along the Rockies there to kind of act as a wind block there. Then they
Yeah.
started doing the
Okay.
seasons.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gorilla. Finish what you were saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, they created a wind block along the Rockies there with a lot of trees, and then they were doing something with the fields there to repack down the soil, and that's so the dust wouldn't pick it up again there.
Yeah. No,
Because
that was under the. Okay. Here's what
yeah,
it says. First of all, there was the Federal Reserve System, which
here, Jared.
it started in 1913. Okay. Then the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation was founded June 16th, 1933. and it was the Banking Act of 1933 which created it, and it was signed by President Roosevelt on that date.
Okay.
So that's how he was able to slowly open a few banks here and there, because they wanted to make sure they could be insured against any other default on loans or bills or anything. The other thing we were talking about before was the Civilian Conservation Corps. They were the ones on March 31st, 1933, that were starting to replant trees and make sure there was no dust and things like that. And then the dam I talked to you about was the Tennessee Valley Authority. They were one of the first to build a dam to, help with the irrigation of crops, to prevent floods, all that stuff. And that was May 18th, 1933.
Okay, but the Dust Bowl went till 39 because it's August
Well, yeah,
12.
the Dust Bowl actually happened in the mid 30s, and that's where some people actually had to be forced. They had to be forced to move. That was in Oklahoma and parts of Texas and Iowa as well. And so what happened is most of them in Oklahoma had to be moved from the Dust Bowl areas, and they were moving themselves to the areas of California, to try to get jobs as
Yeah.
as land laborers. So that's where that John Steinbeck novel Grapes of Wrath comes from.
Yeah.
That's the Dust Bowl era. Yeah.
Okay. I was a little late on my predictions here. It was known as the Black Sunday Death Storm that started on April 14th, 1935. And that one, that's the one that reached all the way to DC, and that's when they really started cracking down and trying to fix what was happening on
Yeah, it was. Well, the crash happened in '29. The actual, which was on a Black Friday, and then it took them anywhere from 4 years to 6 years. My dad's dad, his dad,
the
before
market
him,
crashed on a
like
Tuesday.
3 generations, was in one of the early banks there that they federally insured over
Yeah.
there San, what you call it, Shitsco.
San Francisco. But no, it happened. The stock market crashed on a Tuesday. It's known as Black Tuesday, not Black Friday.
Yeah, it was a Black Tuesday, right? You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, I
that was in
cannot tell you what.
1929.
Maybe that was August. Maybe I was thinking. Maybe I'm getting my days. Getting my.
Well, go ahead and finish the episode, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, that was October 24th, 1929 that it crashed. Okay. That was on a Tuesday.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Now,
before Halloween.
All right. Back on target. Back on target. Okay.
Back on topic.
Yeah.
Two husbands I would abandon. Ooh.
Yeah, and then he's reiterating it. What she said in her mind, and that, and they think maybe they're making an honest woman, but they go talk to him, and here he's gone. He wants to borrow John Boy. First he says no, but he says go get him, and he asks him where he wants to go. He goes, I have just a couple dollars in my pocket. I figure it's enough to get just a small gold band for her. Then John Boy just jumps up and hoots and hollers. And here he's hooting and hollering as they leave. What?
Richard Thomas really does, for the first season, he really does look young back then. You said he was only 20. So he does look young for his age.
Yeah. So anyhow, they're shooting, and here's the funny thing that Lou goes, you know what I'm thinking? Goes, I know exactly what you're thinking. I'm thinking the same thing. So maybe I can get away with it.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking exactly what you're thinking.
That's all I can play, but that made me freaking laugh. They know exactly that they're gonna Miss Cordelia there is gonna be on husband number 5.
Yeah. He's gonna. John Boy's gonna get him witched up. Look at that. He's even adjusting his top button.
Yeah, and John Boy's gonna be his best man since John Boy hooked him up. So he kind of goes in there. He's talking about everything he has, like his apartment's modest but humble. It costs $25 a month, which is precisely 1/4 mine. We could get a house and all that together if you want. Blah blah blah.
There we go.
And he's talking about he's gonna get his job back.
I got you back. Well, I lost you there. Yeah. Okay, you're back now.
Yeah, so he's talking about he's gonna get his stuff.
Cincinnati. Yeah. He'd have enough from retirement and pension.
Yeah, so he's basically asking her to marry him.
I've asked John Boy to be my best man.
They're going to
Yeah.
they're gonna go get their the ring and license today. Blah blah blah. She says. Then John's just getting John here. He knows how to charm his wife there. He knows they're going upstairs to get some here when he goes. When she goes, you're looking awfully damn proud of yourself. He goes, well, I got the most wonderful woman here, and I also just sold $2 worth of firewood here. And she goes, aren't you gonna say so for yourself? He goes, no, I got. Oh, what was it? Oh yeah, he got myself prettiest woman in the world. He just sold $2 worth of firewood. He hangs it out the clothesline like it's laundry. And he's like, woman, I'm living on love.
I'm living on love. Yeah. They Ralph, if I recall correctly, Ralph Waite and Michael Learned did have an off-screen friendship. I don't know if it was a relationship or not, but I did know that they did have a friendship, and they respected each other. So when it came to the lines and the things that they were doing in the series, they knew that in order to make it effective, they had to make the lines sound important every time that they did their dialogue, their acting, whatever. So they had to make it sound authentic for that time frame. I think they did a really good job, both of them, actually.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny though. This is one of the first shows. It's not the first show, but it is one of the first shows that showed the husband and wife sleeping in the same bed. Like if you get the older shows like I Love Lucy and all that, like Ricardo and Lucy, there were in separate beds. You've seen that in like I think Bejeweled also, but it's actually the Brady Bunch that had the couple sleep in the first bed, and the Waltons here had the couple sleeping in the same bed.
Yeah, and the Waltons. And then there was another series after the Waltons. 8 is Enough. That had the guy from Spaceballs, Dick Van Patten. He was in the bed with his wives in that series. So they set a trend. They definitely set a trend.
Yeah, it's just
having the husband and wife together.
Yeah, the early 70s here is when they first started showing the husbands in the same bed. Otherwise, before that, the beds were separated.
Yes, true. Yeah.
I don't know what the reason behind that was for. Pop culture can enlighten me here, but he's busy so I can.
Well, that's cool. When he's available, it's no worries.
Yeah.
But I never truly understood the reason either. I mean, because maybe they didn't want to give the wrong vibe. It was just something about people weren't used to seeing couples like that sleep together in the same bed, and maybe they got the wrong impression. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably the thing to keep it kid friendly.
Oh yes, of course. Well, G-rated.
Yeah, and apparently the money went towards paying Reverend what's his name? Reverend. Just a sec. Reverend Fortwick's. Apparently, they had to pay him to marry him, so that $2 was about $46 in that time. So he made $50. He pretty much made $50 on a truckload of lumber or firewood.
Of course, yeah.
So they come here. They get married there, And apparently, when Mr. Walter, when Zeb there catches that catfish, Reverend wants to be there to bless that meal.
Yeah.
There.
Hey, it's Resolute Germ. Hi, Resolute Germ. What's up,
Hey,
Resolute
Germ, how's it going?
brother?
How's
It's
it
good to see
going?
you, dude. Yeah. We were just finishing up going over the analysis of an episode from the Waltons called
Yeah.
Courtship.
Yeah, usually he's here. He must got caught up with something. Yeah, that's okay, Germ. Germ. It's totally understandable. I did that on Monday. Only my nap was during the stream. No way, I did that Wednesday. Only my nap was on the stream. I feel bad for that with pop culture, though, but oh well.
Well,
So yeah,
don't
Grandma's.
forget, guys. Don't forget, guys, that I've got my live stream and it's all set. Gorillas, I did make it non-kid, so it's
Yeah,
all
so we'll
set
be
to
able to
go.
count. Yeah, you'll be
Yeah,
able to count.
hopefully
When
we
is
can.
it for? What day is it?
It's on Sunday, April 30th, and it's going to be at 3 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern Time. 3 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, so that'd be 2 o'clock. Ooh. Okay,
I'm going to
I'll
be
try.
on for. I'm going to be. I'm into live stream on Feast. Uh, no more than 2 hours, so it won't be very long. But I'm just hoping that anyone, just comes in and just says, "Hey, what's up?" Or "Hello," and if they had a
Yeah,
question. So
yeah. I might not be able to pop on, but I'll try to be
that's
in the
cool.
chat for you.
Hey, no problem, Resolute. No, you know what? That's cool. As long as you can pop in and just say hello, it's very cool. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've seen any of my previous live streams, I posted on my channel, Mikey Seuss 4 on YouTube, and you've seen any of my live streams I posted previous, a few of them I just decided to do as like a vlog, and the other ones I kind of did as a live stream, but nobody came in. So that's because they didn't
Well,
have knowledge. Yeah,
well, the problem.
streams
Yeah,
will
your first live streams are gonna be small, and like I got a bad time for this review here on Fridays because, like, I got 3 other people streaming right now, but they might come back on the rewatch there. But yeah, but when he said it also for not for kids, we could be watching, but we can't comment or live chat because it's set for kids, and
right.
that's one of the restrictions when he said it for it's okay for kids. That's one of the restrictions they put it on there. They put it on there.
Yeah, I
Then
never, I've never understood that, Gorilla. Why would YouTube block out the ability to allow someone to chat or say something because they're afraid the kids are in the room? I mean,
no,
what?
no. Well, okay. Here's the problem. When he said it for kids, that means it's going to be promoted to kids, and they don't
Sure.
want people in the chats manipulating the kids to go do something, and they do that, and it's basically set on a trust thing there, where you can say yes, this is good for kids, but they start getting reports or complaints that it's not for kids, and there's something bad on it, you'll have to verify. They'll have to verify every single one of your videos after that. There's a lot more restrictions when you got it's made for kids. There's a lot more
Sure.
instructions, like absolutely no ads will go on the video, or something, or very limited ads. Uh, no chatting, no comments, or that, no, and all that stuff. There's a whole list of I think it's partially under safety reasons. Safety reasons.
Right. I understand. Oh, go ahead and finish the review. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we're almost done. Bird streams
Yeah.
a little earlier than. Oh yeah, Bird streams at 1:30 on Sundays.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes
So that,
early.
yeah,
Also,
no,
yeah.
yeah,
Also,
Resolute Germ.
what time is that? What is the time for that Resolute? What was the time they said for Sunday that they do the AQOT? Another question of trek. When did they do that?
Question of track, it would be 4 o'clock your time.
It would be 4 o'clock. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got your spot reserved.
My stream will probably run into their stream, but
Wait a second. I got a question for you. You have a reserved spot though, don't you? Next Sunday.
For next Sunday?
This Sunday.
For this coming Sunday. Supposedly I do. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so you gotta be. Oh wait, so you'll have to be there around 4:20 your time. You'll have to be at Equestria Trek if you want your spot saved to be on there because they say they start at 3:30, but they do run. They always run about 10 minutes late. But if you want,
okay, no, they as far as I understand it, I have a place set for me for Jet Nerdy tomorrow. That's all.
Yeah.
As far as HQOT, if they want me there, I'll go there later and just say hello. But
but I thought you said you wanted to be on Equestria Trek. I thought you wanted to be on Equestria Trek for the Wrath of Khan one.
Sure.
Yeah, so you'd have to be there for. I thought they specifically said you'd have a reserved spot on the panel for Wrath of Khan. Maybe you could have your maybe you could have your stream on Sunday. If you do it around 1:00 Eastern time, you'll have plenty of time to get to Question and Trek also.
Yep, I can move it to 1 Eastern. That wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, there you go. Then that way you can still get your reserved spot on Question of Trek.
Right. And they start usually, what time did you say on Sunday?
It'd be 4:00 your time. 4:30 your time.
Okay, so in order to get there early and want to be part of the 3-member team, I should get there at 3 or 3:30?
Get there. I swing in about 3:20. That's when Naomi puts the link in the chat.
3:20. Okay, well, you know what? I might get
4:20. I mean 4:20. I mean.
Oh, she does it 4:20.
Yeah. See, I'm in the central time. I'm in the central time zone, so I'm trying to. Okay, I'm trying to convert my time into your time.
Okay, so what you're saying is they start at 5:00 Eastern time.
No, they start on the 30s there. They start at 4:30 Eastern time. 3:30 Central.
Okay, 4:30 Eastern time. So I should be there, like say at 4:00. Pretty much.
Well, you can be in the chat, but they won't have the link in there until about 4:20.
Yeah. Okay, well, what I'll do is tomorrow is I'll just start early. I'll just start at like 1:00 and we'll see what happens up until 3 or so, and then I'll just head over there.
Just edit your thing to change the time. You just have to edit it. But okay, we got 7 minutes left in this. Let's get this finished up here, then we can talk some more.
Go ahead.
Okay, so she's walking down the aisle there, and they get married and stuff. So yeah, they do the wedding thing.
That's John Ritter.
Who?
Go backwards, right there. The minister is John Ritter. Remember from Three's Company?
No, I don't know Three's Company.
Oh, okay. Well, John Ritter, he used to voice the Clifford the Big Red Dog on PBS.
Okay.
And he was in a lot of different comedies in the late 70s, early 80s, and one of them was Three's Company. That is cool. John Ritter is in this episode.
Yeah.
That is cool. He's passed away now. He's passed away a long time ago. But but if you look up Three's Company, you'll recognize him. He's in it.
Resolute. Yeah, he's the same one from The Sinner. Hey, what you gotta do is for this minister here, you gotta watch the episode The Sinner.
The Sinner, okay.
Yeah, he gets drunk in that one. It's real fun. he got a hold of some of the recipe there.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that he did Waltons, so that's cool.
Yeah, he's in a few episodes. So here they're finally doing their vows. And they kiss and get married. And here they're married. Let's see if I can catch the picture.
I liked it. I like how they decorated the car for the time.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And apparently they're the only families that they're always welcome that they're family in that. So here's the picture that they took. Now I kind of wish like when they snapped the picture, they would have
Yeah,
all of a sudden showed like the old time pictures like they had back in the 30s there.
sure.
Holy crap, Sheriff Briggs was in this episode for like 2 minutes. But instead of showing like a modern day picture like the you'd see in the 70s there, I wish they would
Yeah,
have like did like the flash to the like a picture of like the picture would look like in the 33.
yeah, that's cool.
Like those antique looking photos are like yellowish and stuff, kind of like what I got in the thumbnail. That's what they should have done with this, but
Oh yeah,
oh
I agree with. Oh yeah, well, because with black and white, yeah, that's what they should have done. But yeah,
well, it wasn't black and white. It's more like the yellow. The uh, let's see. Oh, let's see if I can find. Oh, maybe it was black and white. Yeah, there was some with that little like orange and pinkish hue in it too.
yes,
Well, otherwise, yes, it was a lot of black and white photos, I guess.
there were a lot of tintype, which they replaced, to what became back then was like you said had kind of a yellowish hue, but it was more black and white pictures, photos back then.
Oh, they did have a couple colored ones, but not nearly what we got.
Not
They had
yeah,
later on.
not even close to it. Yeah, because my dad's parents, they showed us a few of those old books, uh, their old books and stuff, and how my dad was growing up, and yeah,
Yeah,
there are a lot of old photos in there, and a lot of them black and white, and some had pretty good color, early color, but the rest of them, and you could tell if it was a Kodak or whatever moment, or any of those kind. But that's cool. And then good night, John Boy. Good night,
yeah.
Mary Ellen.
All right, all right, and we'll finish this off here with our epilogue here, like we always do.
Okay.
Cody's bank did reopen, and he was hired back to his old job in the accounting department. There he remained until his retirement a year later. Great Uncle Cody died in 1953, and Cordelia followed with him within 6 months. There are many who believe that she died of a broken heart. And that's how the episode ends.
And that's how the episode ends. Wow, that's amazing. So they really were attracted to each other, and somehow able to stay together all those years.
Yeah. And here's there's two episodes notes here I'd like to read off. Actor Edward Franz reappears as Colonel Levine in the collision there in season 4. And then the character named Cody Nelson is a nod to Nelson County, where Earl Hammer grew up, and the location of the real Waltons mountain of his childhood. On the show, the Waltons live in the fictitious Jefferson County. Jefferson County most likely got its name as a nod to Thomas Jefferson, whose historic home is located 25 miles away from the real and fictitious Waltons Mountain in Charlottesville.
Right, Charlottesville, Virginia. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Which
actually
is
going to
now
start.
Charlottesville, West Virginia, actually. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start reading those episode notes from now on, though.
Well, no,
So,
that's,
yeah.
that's when I was telling you before about VMI. That's how I was able to identify that it was Virginia Military Institute. That was actually created during the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War, and from 1861 to 65, and most of those cadets that came from VMI actually served with Thomas Stonewall Jackson, with General Robert E. Lee, and several others. And the losses for that, university at the time, the Military Institute was huge. They lost a lot of cadets fighting for the South, from that school. So, and you can read about it. It's there in a lot of Civil War novels and stuff. But VMI was very prominent then. A lot of cadets. It was like similar to what you had with what was that one place? Um, like it was similar to what they had in Washington D.C. with their the military academy there. I can remember what that was called. No, I will in another episode.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Germ, what do you give a rating for this episode
yeah.
here?
So
I don't know. Did you? I don't. You didn't actually get a chance to watch this episode, did you? No, wait. You didn't. You just we're kind of on the review there. So I'm gonna have to look up this here what our next
back.
episode is. So,
You
uh,
okay, Gorilla?
yeah, I'm just looking up
Oh,
what our
there.
next episode is gonna be. Let's see, we're on the courtship now.
Okay.
So next week episode is season 1, episode 19, the Gypsies. When a group of gypsies become stranded on Walton's Mountain due to bad weather, they break into a house for shelter, causing causing the local people to turn against them.
Wow.
Okay, so Germ gives it an incomplete. He fell asleep on it twice. I'm gonna give it a B minus. Like they could have done so much different. There's like especially that photo at the end. They could have made it more exciting. But it wasn't exactly drawn out and bad and horrible. It had some good moments, but it also had some legs in there
Yeah.
and
If I
stuff.
had, well, it's interesting. I may have seen that episode once or twice, probably just once, because I did recognize the minister being John Ritter. That was the actor who played him in the two episodes you mentioned. So, uh, you know, for me, it was I give it a C only because I know of how I mean how difficult courtships or even getting married was back in the 30s. There were a lot of people that were out of work. It was desperate times. You tried to make a buck as best as you could. I guess they could have emphasized that a little more, and I might have given it a better grade. But like you said, B minus, and I said a C. So I guess that's right around about the right grade for me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
see also like they were alluding to the four. Like I think Grandma and Livy got, were overreacting a little bit too because like yeah, 4 marriages. Well, the person that she might have stayed married to her entire life died. But the other two, then the hard times hit. They hit the marriages pretty bad there.
Right.
Then
Hardships and
then
so
our
forth.
other one died. So
I
yeah,
guess what yeah, I guess what you're saying, Gorilla, is that they uh pegged her. I guess they stereotyped her as being like a gold digger, like a womanizer. But that really wasn't the case. She
yeah,
had she just had a string, or I guess a run of bad luck, with four men. I mean, you could
yeah,
you could you could elaborate on that and just say, well, that's what happened with her, and she couldn't and she couldn't control what happened, in the situations, but she took advantage of not being poor, and then you've got a man like Uncle Cody who comes out of nowhere and says, hey, I just lost my job, and but I'm not necessarily looking for friendship or fellowship or a courtship. But then, of course, meeting Cordelia, I guess, changed all that for him. So,
I wonder how much of that was just to stick it to the family too, because they weren't willing to.
you have to take care of him. Like, yeah, but that's cool. And yeah, you'll notice that as you keep doing these episodes, Gorilla, you'll notice that there are going to be a lot of guest stars coming in. I guess you
Oh
could call
yeah,
her a guest star before he got started. But yeah, but before he did Three's Company, that's one why
Well,
he's the Walton.
he's not a guest star. He's more like a recurring actor, a recurring
A recurring star on the show. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Because you got your three you got your your A main characters which would be John Boy, John, and Olivia. But then you got your secondary characters, that'd be the rest of the family and Ike Godsey there. But then you got your recurring ones, which would be like Sheriff Briggs. What's that one guy who keeps stealing all this Yancey? And then the Reverend would be a recurring character. Then you got your guest stars that are one-off appearances, or maybe two. So yeah. Alrighty. Well, thank you, Germ, for coming in there. Make sure to check out Germ's channel tomorrow at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. That he'll be watching Exoskeleton. I'll have to be in the chat for that one because I'm going to see my daughter. But they're watching Exoskeleton tomorrow, the movie or
and
TV show.
Pop Culture Curator and Gorilla.
Yeah.
That I will be changing then on Sunday. I'll be changing my start time at 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay? So I'll change it from 3 to 1. That way it'll run for about 2 hours. And what did you say? Exo Squad? Okay. Exo Squad. So basically what my talk will be about, it's called Future Talk. So yeah, Exo Squad. What does that mean? What does he mean by Exo Squad?
That's what we're watching tomorrow.
Exo Squad. Okay. So anyway, on Sunday, like I said, about 1 p.m. Eastern, I'll go ahead and, you just go to my main. Oh yeah, the cartoons, right? So you just go to my main website. Mikey_Sues4 on YouTube at youtube.com, and click on my live section, and that's where the live stream will start. And we'll do that on Sunday. Like I said, this coming Sunday on the 30th of April, and it'll start now at 1 p.m. Eastern. It'll run for about 2 hours, give or take.
And make sure to check out
how many people. Yeah, it just depends on how many people show and what questions they want to ask me. They can ask me anything.
Yeah. Are you on Twitter?
Try to get the best answers I can.
Are you on Twitter?
Yeah. Oh, I have Twitter, but I don't talk on Twitter much.
Oh, because I was gonna say we could add you to our stream group since you're becoming more of a regular there. Then I'll let you know when a bunch of us are streaming.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm also there on Twitter.
Put it in the private chat. I'll get you added here.
Okay.
And then thank you, Pop Culture Curator, for coming. Now on Mondays, be him. Anti-Derivative Gel and PvP review an episode of Lost in Space. This episode.
What time again do you do that, Gorillas? The next episode of Lost in Space that you review. When do you do that?
8 o'clock Central Standard Time on Mondays.
Which is 8 p.m., right?
Yep, and to be on the panel, you've got to seen the episode recently.
Oh, you have to have seen the episode. Okay, it's been a long time.
You can be in the chat. You can be in the chat all you want, but that.
Oh yeah, no. I would be there for the chat because, to be honest, it's been a really long time since I've seen any of those Lost in Space episodes, and unless I go watch it previous to your stream, I wouldn't know what it is.
I can show you where to find it. Here,
Okay.
after the stream, I can show you where to find it. Here, but yeah, we're reviewing Lost in Space. The episode is My Friend Mr. Nobody. Then on Tuesdays at 12:30 Central Standard Time, him Anti-Derivative Jill's channel. Him, Jill, and Scotty F37 review a Star Trek the Original Series episode. I think they're on Amok Time, I believe. But
Amok Time.
Then at 8 o'clock
Central
Standard.
With Amok Time.
Yeah, then at 8:30 Central Standard Time, he's having his birthday horror stream. where they're reviewing the Little Shop of Horrors there, which apparently is a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Then on Wednesdays, me at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, me and him review 2 episodes of Gilligan's Island. Now, for
Oh
the
my
next couple
word.
weeks, I'm planning on streaming, but until I figure out whether or not I have to go to Texas there, if I have to go to Texas, I'll be canceling a lot of streams because I won't be streaming while I'm on the road there. But I am planning on Babylon 5 tomorrow, and I am planning on Roadhouse on Sunday. But after that, it's up in the air. But if I do stream, I'll have my random gaming streams. I'll have at on Wednesday, we'll be starting season 2 of End of the Fucking World. And then on Fridays, there, the Waltons review be the Gypsies. But, yeah, so I'll keep people posted on whether or not I'll be streaming that on my community page. And which
Well,
one am I that I better be watching there, Germ?
I know that
You're
but
roboting.
like I
You're
said,
you're roboting.
but I'm going to be done on Sunday, and then actually I was going to come and you know try to do that a question of track. I helped them last week. I told you I was there to give them a tiebreaker question. Both teams were tied, and they asked me. I was a little too late getting there. So what happened was is that I stayed for the whole thing, and then when they were ready, they had a tiebreaker. They said, "Why don't you come into the stream and give a tiebreaker question?" So that's what I did. I came on. I gave a pretty good one, and one team won by just 1 point. So that was actually pretty cool.
Well, I had a good one for the Prodigy one, but they wouldn't. They didn't need a tiebreaker. They wouldn't let us come in. But
Oh, that
mine was
sucks.
first species was
That
mentioned only.
sucks.
Well, mine was maybe you could answer it. We'll see how good your Czech knowledge is. Murph's species from Prodigy there was only mentioned one other time in Star Trek. What
Okay.
episode?
Um, what was the name of the species?
No, they give away the episode.
No, well, I mean,
Yeah,
I never saw Prodigy. I'm sorry.
I think it was like a. Yeah, I'll watch Jared. It's like a Jillian. Here, I'm gonna make sure I got this correct here.
Are Killian? Was
No,
it Arquillian?
he's a slug. He's a melanoid slime worm.
A melanite slimer or a or some kind of she devil? Um, yeah. Was this the species mentioned in only like one other episode of the original series?
Of all of Trek.
Oh, of all Trek. Wow. Hmm. Well, let's see. Next generation, they mentioned one race called the Nausicaans, and there was an episode where Picard died, and then Q showed him what his life would have been like if he, didn't die, and I forget the name of that episode, but that was the Nausicaans. That's the only thing I remember about them. There's Lins, the Ferengi, uh, the Kardashian, the Cardassians. There's the McKee, the Borg, species 8472, the Archons from uh, which I watched with Landrew. That was
And
today.
and Jeremy, you're
Uh,
wrong. Oh, yeah, it wasn't the episode Tapestry, but he did mention Tapestry where he did get shot. Picard did get shot. Do you want the
Tapestry, right?
answer?
Okay.
Do you want the answer?
What?
The,
No,
the
I don't. I'm
episode.
sorry.
Oh, you don't want the episode? You don't want the answer?
Well, I mean, what episode was it in?
Coming of
What
age.
other episode? Coming
That's
of
the only
age.
episode. Yeah, yeah. That's when Wesley had to go to the Revla 4 for to take the Starfleet Entrance Academy there, and he bumped into a
Yeah,
Zelda named Rondon, who insulted him by calling him a Bulgarian sludge rat and a melanoid slime worm.
okay. Coming of age. All right.
Yeah, yeah, he bumped it, and then that's when uh, uh, Wesley realized that species likes to be blunt, and if you're too nice to them, they take it as an insult. So Wesley insults him back.
So insulting him back to show some respect. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Now Wesley was chosen by what was his name? The founder or the wanderer or whatever his name was.
the traveler.
The traveler. Right. Thank you. Yeah. So he was discovered by the traveler and realized that Wesley had a lot more foreknowledge, power of knowledge. Yeah, that's a Wesley episode. It doesn't count. Sorry, Resolute. Come on. It's when he left the Enterprise. Why?
Hey, there's one Wesley episode I will have said would have been the best episode ever of Trek. If they would have made one tiny little change to it, and that would have been Justice. If they would have actually executed him in that episode, I would have said that was the greatest episode of Star Trek of all time.
What about the episode? Was Wesley involved in the one where the captain and all of them were turned into children?
Yes, he was. He helped coordinate the kids. That'd be Rascals. And he did help coordinate the kids to try to mess with the Frankie there.
I remember the young guy that played Picard as a child.
Yeah, so. All right.
And he still had the ball. He had a little bit of hair.
All right, but I'm gonna go hop in the shower, see if I can get this this headache to go away that I've been having there. So I'm gonna end this here. I may do a gaming stream later if I'm feeling better. But thank you. There, you got your channel pimped out. I pimped out the two people in the chat. So thank you everybody for coming, and remember to be a gorilla.